Reading is one of the greatest habits you can do as an investment in improving yourself. From finance to relationships, from leadership to learning new skills. Taking the time to read great books every day is a step towards improving your life. But times are tough these days. We can't all fork out money on books sometimes. So how can we read great books for free? And I don't mean sort of free, not free this month but pay next month. I mean actually free, costing you nothing. Well, here are 5 ways I found to find great books for free. Number 1. Project Gutenberg. What if I told you there's a place you can read the works of Shakespeare, Plato, Dickens and Dostoevsky completely for free? Well, as it turns out, copyright restrictions expire approximately 90 years after publishing or the death of its author, depending on the jurisdiction, making the work free for everyone to enjoy. Project Gutenberg is full of old books which are now public domain and not subject to any copyright protection. If you've followed my Maxims of War videos, you'll see this is where I found Napoleon's Maxims of War. It's also where I've read great books like The Great Gatsby. I've read a few things from Rudyard Kipling. There's tons of great old books on here. So the drawback of this is that it only applies to old books, so you can't read anything recent. But the books on Project Gutenberg have stood the test of time and have been enjoyed by readers for hundreds of years, which I think is a good metric for deciding whether something's worth reading. Simply search for the book you want, and you can either read it directly in your browser or download and install it on your e-reader. Number 2. Public libraries. This is a place in your town with more wealth than its richest neighbourhood, a place of calm and quiet despite being surrounded by urban noise on the outside, and it costs you absolutely nothing for this place, yet nobody goes. Libraries are a fantastic resource for knowledge, and even when they don't have the book you're looking for, they can often request it from another library. There's also often computers which are free to use, free Wi-Fi, they have the latest editions of newspapers and journals available to you at no extra cost. There's also often workshops on improving your CV and learning other skills. Once you've signed up to a public library, which is free to do by the way, you can make use of an app called Libby, which allows you to read items electronically owned by the library on your smartphone or e-reader from the comfort of your own home. Number 3. Friends. Now a great way to read books for free is to swap books with your friends. It's also a good way to get to know someone. You can learn a lot about someone from the kind of books they read, and it provides you with an interesting conversation about the book after you've read it. Knowledge is not meant to be hoarded, it's there to be shared with for the benefit of everyone. So why not, after reading a book, share the knowledge with someone else, and then you can talk about it after. Who knows, they might have a different perspective on it which you hadn't considered. This is a habit I've started trying to do myself. Once I've read a book, I pass it on to someone else to enjoy, and they return the favour. Number 4. Public book boxes. Now, this is the wildcard option, but you can find some great books this way. Some towns have some small boxes in neighbourhoods where people can put books in for free. Now, the usual etiquette here is to take a book and put one of your own in. It's a good excuse to take a walk and get some fresh air, and it can be fun to find something you wouldn't have previously. Previously, I've found interesting books like I, Claudius by Robert Graves and A Few Plays by Aristophanes. You won't always necessarily find something you're looking for, but that's part of the fun of it. Now, if there isn't one in your neighbourhood, why not start one yourself? Number 5. LibriVox. Now, audiobooks are a great way to absorb books when you don't have time to read. Make a use of the dead times as when you're driving or working out. Or maybe you simply just prefer listening to reading. Why not try out LibriVox? It's kind of similar to Project Gutenberg. It's a collection of audiobooks recorded by volunteers. This library isn't as extensive, but there's many great works available, and the collection is expanding constantly. You could even volunteer and record an audiobook yourself. So there we have it. 5 ways you can read great books without spending a penny. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button. See you soon.